crap over with. Uh-huh. Well, prayers. And we don't get cooked. Let's get this nonsense over with. Uh-huh. Endless yap, 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 yap. Let's get this over with. Uh-huh. Let's just get this over with. What's good, man? Just taking a few things to add here. Trying to finish this off before we get to what we need to get to. And they're going to get it done. Let's get this Chiefs Super Bowl over with. Shut up. Well, you know they're going to do it. Let's not even pretend. We know how this storyline ends. This is entertaining as wrestling, which is fine. We know how it's going to end. We don't need to pretend. We don't need to pretend. We know how this is going to go. So let's just get this over with. And everybody can go enjoy their off seasons. Doesn't matter. Whoever wins, we lose. Yeah. At the end of the day, we already know the Chiefs are going to win. Let's get this Chiefs three-peat over with. I think they're going to four-peat, and then after that, they'll break up the band, and then the other teams will have a chance to go win. It feels like I can forfeit this and next season. It don't matter. It's already going to be that way no matter how you want to act like it. If it hadn't felt so predictable, by all means, I feel like I'd be more engaged. But I didn't see anything, man. I'm going to keep it a beam. I didn't see a damn thing. This whole thing leading up to this Super Bowl, didn't see anything. Didn't see anything, didn't focus on anything. I didn't watch anything football related. Not the Pro Bowl, not the honors, none of that. I found out Josh Allen won it by Twitter. I didn't watch none of this. Like, let's just get this over with. Hey, we already know who's gonna win. We don't need to pretend. Of course, the Chiefs won the coin toss, which we already knew the Chiefs were going to win the coin toss. It's just a rerun of the same thing. Let's just get this over with. Like I told y'all already, we know how it's going to be. Saquon's going to ball out. Jalen Hurts is going to have a good game. The Eagles are going to do whatever they want. The refs are going to be questionable throughout the entire game. The Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl, complete their three-peat, and everyone's going to blame Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts and say they're the reason they lost because somebody has to be the scapegoat. Either way, Chiefs won the coin toss as I expected. They get to defer. Eagles offense comes on the field. So, hey, let's get this over with, man. Let's get this over with, dog. 60 minutes, 3.5 hours, and everybody can go enjoy the offseason. What did the NFL snuff LJ? Like, man, I'm not even, I don't have a concern for it. I already knew Josh Allen was going to win MVP the moment he rushed for that fourth down touchdown against the Chiefs. I knew he was getting MVP then. They already declared him the MVP winner. We already knew this was going to happen. I personally don't care. I'm not really worried about personal accomplishments. 1st and 10, final commentary of the 2024 NFL season. The Eagles at their own 30. Jalen Hurts on first down hands the ball to Saquon Barkley. And Saquon is going to pick up about 4 yards. 2nd down coming up here for the Eagles. What's the scoreboard? It's a new scoreboard. It's a new scoreboard. They've switched up the scoreboard. This is a brand new scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. They're adding things. Honestly, I don't really care who wins. You have to. If Eagles wins, their fans will be insufferable. If Chiefs win, they complete their three-peat. I'm taking the Chiefs 100%. Jalen Hurts running for his life. He's gonna fire. It's gonna be caught by DeVonta Smith for the first down. Like, no matter who wins, I guess everybody loses, right? Except the two teams, the two fan bases that are here watching their teams. I wouldn't mind if Jalen Hurts wins, but I know everyone's going to be all about, oh, yeah, Jalen Hurts wins, he gets a Super Bowl before Lamar and all this other stuff. Yeah, I'm not paying attention to that stuff, but I know you guys will. First and 10 here for the Eagles. They're going to give it to Saquon here on first down, and he's going to be dropped. Picks up maybe 2 yards. Second down coming up here for the Eagles. Second down and 7 here. Jalen Hurts takes the snap, looking, gonna check it down here to Saquon, and Saquon's gonna be tackled behind the line. Third down and long coming up here for the Eagles. Don't want to be in the third and long situation if you're the Eagles. Like we've always said, the biggest weakness of the Eagles is Jalen Hurts. That's not to say he can't do his job. It's just that this team's so dominant and talented that the quarterback isn't always the best. Third and long. Hurts. Pressure's coming. He's got space to run. Can he get there? The first down. He's going to be short. Fourth down here, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you're the Eagles, you got to go for that. If you're the Eagles, you got to go for it. If you are the Eagles, you got to go for it. We got the bad ending. I'm rooting for the Meteor. Bro, at the end of the day, y'all got to learn. At the end of the day, villains win in sports. Villains win in sports. The sooner you guys realize that, the better. Villains are the true winners in sports. How many hero stories do you get in championship games? That's why those hero stories are so great. That's why Eli Manning's ring in '07 means so much to people. Because he beat the evil empire. That's why Dirk's ring in 2011 means so much to people. Because heroes rarely win. It's all about the villains. 4th and 2 here. Hurts takes the snap. If he doesn't get this, they're in trouble. Why is he taking a deep shot? Oh, A.J. Brown got it, but a flag's on the play. What's the flag for? If they're going to say pass interference offensively, that's going to be a problem. There's no way they're calling offensive pass interference. He didn't even touch him. Here we go. Here we go. Questionable calls. Let me go back and see it. Let me go back and see it. Where was the pass interference? I need to see a clear push. I want to see a clear push. Here comes the questionable calls. Here comes the questionable call. That's not pass interference. First questionable call of the game going against the Chiefs. You know what? We got plenty of time. We got plenty of time, ladies and gentlemen. I've predicted this. Didn't I already tell you this is as predictable as it can be? That is the first questionable call against the Chiefs. That went the Chiefs' way. Let's calculate it. Everybody in the stream, let's calculate how many questionable calls go in the favor of the Chiefs and how many questionable calls go in the favor of the Eagles. We're watching every single snap of this season. Not the season, of this game. That is the first one that goes in the Chiefs' favor. 4th and 2, pass interference call. Let me take a note of this right now. For these questionable calls. Because we already know how it's going to go. First drive here. So we got one tally here. Because we don't care about the game. We might as well call it out as we see it. We know how predictable this is going to be. So first of all, we got one call that went in the favor of the Chiefs, a questionable call on an offensive pass interference. And if you take a look at that, we've seen plenty of moments where that's not even called. How was that called for offensive pass interference? So let me get this straight. The storyline that I said is going to happen when I told everybody this is going to be as predictable as can be is going to happen. I said Saquon Barkley was going to ball out. I said Jalen Hurts was going to play well. I said the Chiefs are going to do whatever they want because they're the Chiefs. I said the refs were going to have several questionable penalties in this game. And at the end of the day, the Chiefs are going to three-peat. Everyone's going to blame Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni and say they're the reason they lost because they need a scapegoat. So we've already got ourselves a situation here that went in the Chiefs' favor. A questionable offensive pass interference. The game just started and we're already seeing questionable calls. Let's see how many more we can get. It's predictable, guys. It's as predictable as can be. Not the only unpredictable thing I've seen this season was the Commanders getting to the NFC title game. Everything's been predictable. In the AFC, I called that. It was like clockwork. I knew how the AFC was going to go. I called that weeks ago. The NFC playoffs was as predictable as it can be. The only thing that shocked me was the Commanders. That's the only surprise I got this season, which is why I enjoyed the Commanders' run. Because it was interesting, it was different, it wasn't predictable. Everything else in the season has been predictable. And once things become predictable, I kind of lose my interest in watching. Because when things become predictable, it's like, what's the point of watching if you already know the result? There's no entertainment value in it. Everything that's happened this year has been well within my expectations. And everything that's happened, I've been calling it out. If you've been on the channel, if you've been in the live streams, everything that I've been saying has come to fruition. Did I not say the Steelers would be this one and done team that's going to get blown out in the first round no matter who they meet? Did I not say that the Ravens, at the end of the day, despite this dominant regular season, they're going to lose in the division round to the Bills or Chiefs just because they're going to go back into their old habits? They're going to turn the ball over and cost themselves? Did I not say we're going to get an AFC championship game between the Chiefs and the Bills, and the Bills are going to find a way to come up short just for some reason? A fourth down play that doesn't go their way, a play call that just is done by Sean McDermott, a penalty that goes against them? Did I not say this? You guys were here. Did I not say this? Everything that's been predictable this year, I've been saying it for weeks now. Hell, for months I've been saying this. Nothing that has happened in the postseason has shocked me the slightest. It has been as predictable as can be. And once things become predictable, my interest just becomes low because there's no point. If everything's going to be predictable, everything's going to be predictable. What did you think of that call? Oh, I need you to understand. I'm already starting. You can't see it? I didn't even write this well. What we're going to do, because I already know the Chiefs are going to win this. The Chiefs are going to three-peat. They're going to win the Super Bowl. I already called it out. Saquon's going to have a monster game. Jalen Hurts is going to play well. The Chiefs are going to do whatever they want. The officials are going to have so many questionable calls that may lean towards the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to three-peat. Everyone's going to blame Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts and say it's their fault because somebody has to be the scapegoat. Quick pass here to Juju Smith-Schuster, and it looks like he picks up the first down. Chiefs moving the chains. I know how this is going to go. I said this after the AFC title game. This is as predictable as can be. Nothing shocking, nothing surprising. This is predictable. This is predictable. But this is how it goes in sports sometimes. It's predictable as you can be. And first offensive possession of the game, you got a questionable offensive pass interference on fourth down that would have given the Eagles prime field position inside the red zone. Wiped away. And everybody saw it. But can you stop it? No, because it's predictable. First and 10. Quick throw here. We're going to put them down there. Second down coming up here. Kansas City's going to lose by 3 points. They're not going to lose. They're not going to lose. Kansas City's not going to lose. Kansas City's going to win this game. You can keep deluding yourself into thinking the Chiefs are going to lose. The game plan has been out for weeks. The Chiefs are going to win. They're going to three-peat. 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 We don't need to pretend. They're going to three-peat. We don't need to pretend. They're going to three-peat. Second down and 9, empty backfield here. Mahomes fires across the middle. It is dropped. Travis Kelce dropping the pass. Incomplete, third and long coming up here for the Chiefs. This is as predictable as can be. No matter how you look at this game, I can tell you for a fact the Chiefs are going to win this. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we get a different storyline. I hope we see something different. But everything I said was going to happen this season has happened. Maybe not 100% perfect because I couldn't predict the Commanders going to the NFC title game, which I loved. But everything's been predictable. I was not even going to pretend. It's been predictable. Chiefs not going to lose, Sean. You can convince yourself that they're not going to lose. Third and 9, Mahomes. All the time in the world. Now he's going to spin around, getting past defenders. He's just going to fire it. Nearly picked, incomplete. They're going to have to punt the football here. Philadelphia's going to pull it off. Yeah, we'll see. The story's been out. Chiefs going to find a way to win this. I hope we get a different storyline. I would like something different to happen for once. I would like an interesting aspect. Is this the real game? Yes, it's the real game. The game is happening right now. Chiefs just went 3 and out, so they're going to punt the football back to the Eagles. And Mahomes almost threw a pick. Like I said, that's cool. Hey man, I don't care who wins. This doesn't. This neither one of these matters to me. I don't care who wins. I don't care who wins. We said that about Lamar Jackson. Well, no, y'all said about that. I said Josh Allen was going to win MVP. I've been saying that for a month now. I watched how the media, who again, the media has plenty of guys that are voters. There are plenty of media people that are voters. Voters in the media, such as Dan Orlovsky, such as Emmanuel Acho. They're voters. They both voted for Josh Allen. They're telling you what they're going to do. It was predictable as can be that Josh Allen was going to win the MVP. The only thing that was unpredictable was Lamar winning first team All Pro. That's what got people into thinking that Josh was going to, that Lamar was going to win MVP. But Josh was going to win MVP. Dan Orlovsky even said it. The second he beat the Chiefs, everybody sat back and said, Josh Allen's the MVP and he's going to win it. And Dan Orlovsky basically declared it over. Said nothing Lamar can do is going to win it. Emmanuel Acho, who's also a voter, was saying the same thing. It was predictable. For the last month, I've been saying Josh Allen's going to win MVP. I predicted him to win MVP. I said it was going to happen. You can read what the media is going to do. So, again, when this is predictable and you can see what happens, It's predictable. When the Vikings were doing what they were doing to Sam Darnold, I told them, Vikings fans, do not pay Sam Darnold. You guys have done this before. We saw this with Sam Bradford in 2017. We saw this in the Kirk Cousins era. Sam Darnold is not who you think he is. Give him credit for how he played this season. Someone's going to give him a contract, but come playoff time, he's going to get exposed. And I, like many other people, picked the Rams to win the wild card round because we all knew it was predictable that Sam Darnold was going to melt in his first playoff game because all you needed to do was consistently pressure him and you were going to win. And it played out exactly the way we said it was going to. I sat back and said, the Lions are going to lose. They're going to get upset. Their defense is decimated. Everyone can clearly see they're not going to get to the Super Bowl. They don't have a defense. Everybody is on IR. What happens? They got upset. Didn't expect it to be by the Commanders, but it happened. I mean, nothing has surprised me. Nothing. I predicted my own team's demise because the same problems that have stopped them from winning a championship still remain. Nothing's been different. Nothing's been different, bro. Nothing's been different. Excuse me. Nothing's been different. So, again, Josh Allen winning MVP, that was as predictable as can be. I knew that was going to happen for a month now. I just thought he would get first team All-Pro. That's why I'm pissed off at the voters. Because they knew they were going to give Josh Allen the MVP, but a majority of them that picked Josh for MVP picked Lamar for first team All-Pro just because they wanted to give Lamar that. Be like, well, he was the best quarterback in football, so we gave him that. And then we wanted to give the MVP to Josh because we felt he was more valuable. No. If you felt Josh was more valuable, you vote him first team All-Pro. You don't separate the two. It should be a combined thing. So they were very sneaky with that. That was the only thing that surprised me. Josh should have got first team All-Pro if he was going to win MVP. And if you're going to give Lamar first team All-Pro, you're giving the damn MVP. You got to stay consistent with it. My preferred ending is if the NFL cancels this game halfway through and put Bills versus Commanders there instead. I don't want to see that either. Get the Bills out of there. Commanders, yes. Bills, no. They're going to blame the refs for Kansas City. Kansas City's not going to lose. You can keep convincing yourself that. Kansas City's not going to lose. They're going to win the game. I hate to be the one to inform you of this, but they're going to win the game. And I'm saying this while fully hoping we get a different storyline. Because ever since they won last Super Bowl, we all expected a 3-peat. And everybody's been praying for a different storyline. Are we in a different timeline where we're going to get a different storyline? Who the hell knows? But everything has been as predictable as can be, so I expect it to go the same way. Saquon on first down picks up a yard, second down coming up here for the Eagles. I would love a different storyline. I don't really care if Eagles fans want to be insufferable. I would rather take a different storyline. Than to pick the Chiefs to 3-peat. But it's not going to be up to me, because at the end of the day, we know the Chiefs are going to get it. You don't think the Eagles have a chance? Never said they didn't have a chance. I have been very clear with my statement. I said Saquon was going to ball out. I said Jalen Hurts was have a good game. The Chiefs are going to do whatever they want because they're Chiefs. The refs are going to have several questionable calls, some in the favor of the Chiefs. It's going to be a close game. The Chiefs are going to win. They're going to complete the 3-peat. And everyone's going to blame Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni because somebody has to be the scapegoat for why the Eagles couldn't get the job done. Never said it was going to be a blowout. I expect this game to be very close. Similar to the last Super Bowl when these two faced off, where the game was very close. Jalen Hurts had all the time in the world because that offensive line finds a wide open receiver. Hurst and 10 here. Eagles moving the ball, looking great in the first half. Then we get to the second half, we start seeing some of those calls. It is what it is. First and 10, Jalen Hurts gives it to Saquon. Saquon trying to get the edge. Saquon picks up about 3 yards. Second down coming up here. Where do you think Rodgers goes? The Minnesota Vikings. Either the Vikings or the Steelers. Lamar will never win a Super Bowl. Ravens is just a very good regular season team. Okay, I don't care. Like, I don't care. You clearly see I've said all of this has been predictable. I don't care, dude. I don't. It's their problem. If they want to keep failing, that's on them. There's nothing I can do. I've been here saying all the things they got to do and all this other stuff, and the same problem remains. No matter how much talent they add to the team, nothing changes with their philosophy in the playoffs. And until something actually changes with this team, I cannot sit here with confidence and say they're going to get it done in the postseason. No. The Ravens are going to find a way to consistently blow it in the playoffs, just like the Bills are going to find a way to fall short against the Chiefs every single time. Nothing's going to change. Chiefs will be back to the Super Bowl next year. Best thing about the Super Bowl is the Kendrick halftime show. Dude, noob, this is the first time in my life I have zero interest in the Super Bowl and 100% interest in the halftime show. Because I want to see what Kendrick's going to do. Third down and 5. Hurts fires over the head of his receiver. Don't even know who he's throwing to. But now we get a flag. Let me get my aspect here. Let me see what this is going to be. Is this a questionable call against the Chiefs? Because that's a high. Is this a questionable call against the Chiefs? Because where? I got to see the replay. All right. All right. All right, so now we can sit back and say that's 1 point in the Eagles' favor for a personal foul. There's not much there for me to call that. So right now the refs are just on garbage time. Seemed like they gave the Eagles a makeup call. But at the same time, I get where they're coming from because there was connection with the head and neck area, but not enough contact for me to want to throw a flag in that situation. So I feel like that should be on the list for a questionable call. That doesn't really feel like it should have been a pass interference call, but, you know, it is what it is. Both these calls have been awful. So the refs have been garbage, and they continue to be garbage, and nothing's changing. Saquon on first down, he just tripped behind the line of scrimmage. Just makeup call. Last time it was Zay Flowers. This time it's Mark Andrews. Next time it'll be Rashad Bateman. Next year it'll be Rashad Bateman. And it won't even be a fumble. It'll be a drop at the goal line with the game on the line. It'll probably be the Cincinnati. I mean, it's the same thing with the Ravens. They don't practice the fundamentals the way they should. They're not disciplined. They're an undisciplined football team. That's why when it comes to moments where you have to make those plays, they can't make them. Because they're never prepared for these moments. They're never prepared. They're undisciplined. They got all the talent in the world, but they're undisciplined. Here comes a blitz. Hurts has a wide open receiver. Touchdown. Eagles take the lead here, 6-0. He got it to Jahan Dotson, and Dotson scores his first. Is that his first touchdown as an Eagle? Is that his first touchdown as an Eagle? That might be his first touchdown as an Eagle. Bro, look at Jalen Hurts balling. It's going to be real unfortunate when they blame him for the Super Bowl loss like they did the last time. Up, he's down. Never mind. Jalen Hurts ain't getting no passing touchdown. This is going to go either a tush push or Saquon Barkley's getting it. He's down. He's down. But yeah, the Ravens just lack discipline. They don't practice the fundamentals. I will not forget this. During the season when they were preparing for the Steelers, I think it was the first matchup when they were preparing for the Steelers, Todd Monken was on the field during practice. He saw what the receivers were doing and ran over. The receivers were practicing ball security. He didn't like how the receivers were practicing ball security. Seemed like they were being lazy with it. He then decided to show them how they're supposed to do it. The fact that your offensive coordinator needs to run down the field to show your receivers how they're supposed to protect the football, that tells you everything you need to know. Ball security is not a thing they practice to the highest extent. They can keep showing us that video in training camp where they make the rookies catch, they get a hose, start spraying it, and the rookies have to dive down to catch a wet football. They can show us those videos all they want. They don't practice the fundamentals. No one can ever hold on to the ball in the key moments. Lamar can never hold on to the ball, bro. He drops. Lamar can never hold on to the ball whenever he actually tucks it in. I swear to God, I don't understand how this guy operates. When Lamar tucks the football in like this, when he tucks the football in, when he legit, I don't even know where my football is. But when Lamar like tucks the football in and he starts running, he fumbles it for some reason. But if Lamar's got the ball in his hands and starts taking off with it, like he's running with the football in his hands, he's never fumbled it like that. I've never once seen Lamar fumble the ball while running with it like this. But I've seen him fumble it plenty of times where he's got it protected and cradled. I don't know how that makes sense. I don't know how that makes sense. But all these guys keep fumbling, and it's just like they don't practice what they preach, man. They don't practice it enough to make sure it's not a problem. Other teams don't have these issues because they practice it to the point where it's not a problem. They should be practicing ball security, but they don't. We don't have a coach that preaches the small details to be fixed. We don't have a coach that's going to practice those small details, those minute details, those little things that you need. Those little things you need to be able to have fixed in order to get it done. They don't practice it. One example, they stink at two-point conversions. They're terrible at two-point conversions. They can't get it to save their lives. These are things you need to be able to get done. Glad to see you're back after Thursday's disaster. Bro, I don't know what I said, bro. I didn't even say anything bad about... Let's not bring it up. I don't want to be sniped again. That was just crazy. That was just crazy. At least us Ravens fans can say, oh, maybe if we don't turn the ball over, we can win. Bills can't say that. Allen always plays out of his mind and they still lose. What else can the Bills do? You know, I said that a while back. Where I'm like, damn, I really feel bad for the Bills situation. Because with the Ravens, we go in the playoffs and we turn the ball over. We've turned the ball over like, what, 15 times in the Lamar Jackson era compared to like 3 turnovers our defense have gotten? Here comes the first tush push of the game. Jalen Hurts going to get himself a rushing touchdown. Jalen Hurts is in. Touchdown, Eagles. Rushing touchdown here for Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles once again regain the lead. So, with the Ravens, we turn the ball over and we never get the turnovers. So it makes sense as to why we're losing the game, because it's self-inflicted wounds. Here's a couple things that I didn't even mention when I talked about it. Did you know that in the game between the Ravens and the Bills, Lamar's 2 turnovers are the first time. That game right there was the first game Lamar had turned the ball over multiple times since the AFC Championship game last year. So Lamar went the entire regular season without turning the ball over multiple times. Yet in the Bills game, he turns the ball over multiple times. For the first time in nearly a year. That's number 1. Number 2, the Ravens had 8 possessions. 8 offensive possessions in the game against the Bills. They didn't punt a single time. 5 of the 8 possessions, they got 25 points out of that. The other 3 possessions, the 3 turnovers. Bills defense didn't stop you. It just gave the ball away. So essentially, we lost the same way the Lions did. Where the Lions really didn't punt the football away. They just gave the ball to the Commanders and lost that way. Can you believe that? Very interesting how that works out. The Ravens have lost playoff games in back-to-back years where they've had one of their main guys fumble the ball in a key situation. Last year, it was Zay Flowers. This year, it was Mark Andrews. It's crazy to look back on that. But this Ravens team, you can make an argument that they just don't turn the ball over. At least you can drink that hopium and say if the Ravens don't turn the ball over, they could beat anybody. I don't even know what the Bills can say at this point. The Bills didn't turn the ball over once against the Chiefs in the AFC title game. They got a turnover off the Chiefs and turned it into 7 points and still lost the game. I don't know what you do. The 13-second game also hurts the Bills. I don't know what else the Bills can do other than maybe change their head coach and bring in a new philosophy, but they're not going to fire Sean McDermott. What do you do? I hear people saying, man, they got to beef up the defense. They had the number 1 defense when they lost to these guys in 2021. What else can they do at this point? Good Lord. Here comes the Chiefs. Uh-oh. Nearly returns that. 2019 Lamar never fumbled besides that one versus the Niners in the playoffs. No, he fumbled a few times. It's about fumbling and then like recovering it. He's fumbled before. It's just he recovered it. How he fumbled against the Rams, picked up the ball, and took it to the goal line. That was a few times he fumbled that year. He just didn't lose the ball. What happened to Thursday? I was getting sniped. My stream just kept going on and off, and there was no connection issues, no system issues, no computer issues. 1st and 10.